Hey, what's going on, good people? We back for EP5, Rocket Chair Chronicles. Two favorite guys, man. Yeah, we bite, man. We told y'all just gonna have to keep seeing our face. That just is what it is. We just gonna start right there, y'all. So we bite for EP5. Hey, I'm starting to realize, but I think each episode becoming my favorite, man. What you think? What you think?
Right, right.
I mean,
Yeah.
like, yeah, you know how it is.
Recency, it might be recency bias a little bit,
Yeah, Reese's the seed. This the
mm.
college graduate. This man using them philosophical, oh, I can't even say it, philosophical terms and all kind of
Mhm.
recency bias. But yeah, you know how it is. What happened most current is what you like the best. So anyway, thank you
Mhm.
for coming in. Pull up your chair. Hope you got the chair. Hope you got your glass of water, your ice water with the lemon in it if you're fancy. I hope you got your nice little beverage that you could come and join us right now because we getting ready to talk about something real good, y'all. Now, I've already resigned myself to the fact that a lot of people might not like us after this one yet. What you think? I think a
Oh
lot
yeah,
of
for
people
sure.
might
After
not
that
like
last one,
us, man.
especially, so
Yeah, it's all good though, man. We here for all the smoke. But
right.
anyway, that's what that is right there. We just go stay with that. So now look, today's topic is gonna be on social media and hypocrisy, y'all. Yeah, social media and hypocrisy, y'all. So we gonna need y'all to just kick back with us and think about, the things that we saying. And like we always say, we're not really tripping on nothing. Look, we just be thinking and talking and
Right.
discussing
That's all
these
it
things.
is.
That's all it is, man. We ain't trying to shoot no shots at nobody. We just thinking about these things. So anyway, let's just jump right into it. Now, so social media and hypocrisy. Yeah, the definition of hypocrisy is somebody who's a play actor, somebody who
Mhm.
has a mask on, to themselves and is not showing their true, authentic self.
Mhm.
And what's interesting to me, when you look at that word, one of the synonyms of hypocrisy is pietist, somebody who is a
Mhm.
pietist. That has nothing to do with Marie Callender's pies. It's Thanksgiving coming up. Don't be in the kitchen burning up pies, y'all, like that lady did. Y'all know she blamed them people for burning up that pie when her oven was the oven that burned up the pie. But anyway, pietist. And it's interesting because somebody who is a hypocrite, you never see anybody be a hypocrite, or I should say, I don't like to use that word never. But usually when you see
Mhm.
somebody who's a hypocrite, it's always a hypocrite for the better, for the best. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like it's never like somebody saying, I'm a dirtbag,
Right.
scumbag.
Right. Right. Trying to paint themselves, something that they're not.
Right. Yeah. So usually when you see a hypocrite, it's always them looking favorable or in
Right. In a positive
favorable
sense.
light. Yeah. Nobody trying to
Mhm.
say they're a hypocrite and they, you know, bad person.
Right.
Not a lot of people. And there's something just wrong with that person. I mean, it might
Mhm.
be something that's wrong with the person. So you think about that definition.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with it, and you see it a lot, day to day. A lot of people, because at the end of the day, people know what you do, when you're not online or whatnot. So, um, you can portray a certain image, but someone knows, like, hey, man, this guy's a, player acting, or he's just acting, So, yeah, I agree with that definition wholeheartedly. So,
Yeah, you're right. It's
yeah,
probably somebody sitting right there looking at you make that post or
right.
make that status or post that picture
Like,
looking like,
hey,
I look at it. Who they trying to
that boy
fool?
Cap.
Yeah, that man lying. He
Hmm.
just go sit out here and lie and say that something is the case when it's not. Boy, that boy
Right,
is a hypocrite.
right.
Yeah, so that's kind of what we're thinking about as far as the definition or the angle that we coming from on this particular episode. So I guess the question that comes from that is now that we've got the definition and what comes from the definition and what we mean. So I guess the question is like, why is that common? Like, why do you
Right.
see, you know, people behaving in this way, trying to look a certain way that they're not? Like, why is that common? And one of the first things I want to bring up, and we could chop this up too, is like the pressure to fit in. Like, I think
Mhm.
people want to fit in, And one of the ways that you can show that you are fitting in or portray like you are fitting in is by what you post on social media, whether it's pictures, statuses, or
Right.
um, and I'm speaking mainly from Facebook. Like I don't have Instagram or Twitter, any of that, so I don't know
Mhm.
how that is. I couldn't just imagine people being people. It's probably the same thing on there. So
Yeah, it's the same. I think I would say it's the same thing. You can pretty much do the same things, Facebook, Instagram,
yeah,
Um,
TikTok and all the other stuff that they
mhm,
got, going on. And
mhm.
one of the things I think about is like, the pressure to fit in because people want to keep up. You know the old saying, keeping up with the Joneses.
Right,
Yeah,
yeah.
people want to keep up with the Joneses. Like people want to seem like they have it all together.
Right.
People want to
Mhm.
seem like they got life figured out or their life is so great, that they don't have no issues going on. They want to
Right,
take their picture every day, with their Bible in the cup of coffee in the picture and, look a certain way. And I ain't, necessarily knocking anybody who does all of that, but trust and believe. Like some people who do that are not who they say they are. And it's just a,
mhm,
a way that they can, put the picture out there like they're keeping up with the Joneses, like everything
right,
is good in their life. And
mhm,
um that's just one way. Or another thing that I was thinking about too was like a lot of the people who do this are, usually or sometimes adopting the personality of somebody that they're very fond of.
mhm.
And I was thinking about how, people are just so invested in the life of celebrities. They follow all their social media accounts and they know
Right, try to
everything
mimic it,
about
yeah.
them. Yeah, and they
Mhm.
adopt the way that they dress and the way that they look and the way that they carry themselves. But what is that though? Like that's hypocrisy. Like you're not really, who you are
Right.
because you actually entered into these people's lives and you trying to, be like them or whatnot. You got any thoughts on anything in there?
Yeah, I think, at the end of the day, I think one of the main things is, and you probably agree with this, big bro. A lot of times people have that pride in them. They want to seem like, so important and whatnot. Um, and then that pride thing, I always like to think about it. It has to be consistently fed. So, um, social media today, is very prevalent. Most people, we all use it. Mostly everybody uses it. So that's kind of a lane, a venue where you can kind of, create your own type of persona. You can make it anything you want to be. It might not be, true to your, how you really act. But at the end of the day, that pride drives you to kind of get, any type of validation from people. And then, like I said, you can kind of make it seem however you want it to be. So,
Wow, hey man, that was kind of
uh,
like that might be like the longest statement you ever made on any of these episodes.
a
Wow.
man of not too many words.
Yeah, so
Right.
I'm just sitting back. I'm like, man, go ahead and spit it.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. So absolutely, man, I agree with what you're saying. Also, people they just have it in their heart. They want to like, I think I just thought about it like discontentment. Like people are
Yeah.
discontent with themselves or maybe
Right.
their circumstances at the time, and you know because they can't come out of those circumstances or something's preventing them. I guess the next best thing is to act like everything is cool.
Right. I guess projecting what they would like to be or what they aspire to be or
Yeah,
and that kind of goes with your
yeah.
point, bro. Like, celebrity worship, things of that nature. Um, yeah.
That's a real
So
weird one. That was weird. The celebrity man. Listen,
yeah,
man.
man. I don't know, man. Like, I'm pretty sure that's when I was, when we was growing up, I remember, dad said never put, what I'm saying, a man too high, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
How you look at him. We all, we bleed. We all bleed the same, put on our clothes the same. Like, come on, man.
you put on
That's
your
crazy.
pants one leg at a
Right.
time. Well, boy, that like his famous one.
Right, for
That one
sure.
say you
Uh-huh.
put the pants leg
Yeah.
on one at a time, just like me.
Hmm.
Yeah, man. Hey, look, I'm just be straight up. Now, hey, look, boy, we might be about to get some nasty emails.
What you finna
That's
say?
how that Bayhive be doing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And
Oh
that's what
yeah,
they
yeah.
call them, the
Yeah, the
Bayhive.
Beehive, the
The
Beehive, yeah,
Beyonce fans,
for
yeah. That's
sure,
what y'all
man.
do. Let's
You
just
can't
be
say nothing
honest.
about
Boy, you
Beyonce,
can't.
man.
Boy, y'all try to be just like her.
Ooh.
And it's another one too. Who was the other one? The Taylor Swift people
Oh
too.
yeah, the Swifties, for sure.
Yeah, man. They go all into these people's life and they try to start acting like them.
Mhm.
And man, they putting this image out there like it's not even true. They just not being
Right,
authentic to themselves, man.
right,
So,
right. Hopefully, we don't have any Swifties in the inbox.
man, I ain't worried about
So
it. Y'all, hey, y'all can email. They Swift just email me, man. Ain't
yeah,
nobody
hey,
worried
like
about
we
it.
say, hey,
Yeah, that's where we coming from with. I'm telling y'all. Yeah, they wanna
hmm
discontentment. They wanna portray this image of themselves
right, yeah,
that they want to feed the people, but it's not true.
right,
Boy,
hmm
and social media it can go out to all your friends and everybody else who see it. So
right,
like I want these people to think that I'm this certain kind of way.
hmm
That's crazy. And you know, another thing too, I was thinking about too, is like how people want to build a brand for themselves. So
right,
like if
yeah,
you build
yeah,
a brand for yourself, the easiest way you can do it is just, hey, I'm portraying myself to be like this.
right. And then in the political space, I know you agree with this, bro. Grifting, you know, um,
Yeah, big
you
time.
might not even
Big
believe in the
time.
stuff that you saying, but you see a group of people,
Big time,
you
boy.
like, okay, I'm gonna just talk from these talking points, gather this audience here, and then I'm gonna just keep going on with the facade, so I can
Mhm.
get, the main benefit there is just monetary there, but
Yeah, get them ducats,
um,
boy.
yes,
Hey,
hmm
you said that about grifting. I'm
hmm
tell you why. So you got it on all from all angles on the grifting too.
uh
Like you see, like I don't know if you've been noticing, like you'll see a lot of people who have taken to bashing a certain ethnicity,
hmm
right? Yeah, pick this up now. Bashing a certain ethnicity, like that's really how they make their name.
right.
Now
I
they
see.
the same ethnicity that they bashing. You follow me? They the same ethnicity that they bashing, and it's pulling in a certain kind of following,
Right.
and boy,
Certain
and
demographic.
it's
Yeah.
good to them, yeah. And so they go keep going like that, knowing
Yeah.
like they ain't even really like you not even really like that,
Right.
but you getting what you get from it, and so you're like, man, I'm gonna just continue to bash
Right.
these people.
Right. And that's why for me, bro, like when I see anybody, like I say, like I think we talked about this before, like admiring people and whatnot. Um, but I never put too much into people, even if they're saying good stuff, because at the end of the day, you never know. You
Yeah,
know.
put people on the
Yeah.
pedestal.
So
Yeah, that's what we talked about last episode.
hmm
The Charlie Kirk episode. Y'all need to go listen to that if you ain't listened to it.
hmm
Yeah, like people have a habit of putting people on pedestals because at the end of the day, everybody has the propensity in their heart to make an idol.
yeah. Right.
Like you want to make something that you can see visually
hmm
and venerate. If
hmm
that makes sense, that's just how it is. And people do it.
Yeah.
People do it with deceased people. People do it with people who are
hmm
alive. People we just love our idols, man.
Right.
And we talked about it too on last episode how the Bible speak about that. Maybe more so than most other sins.
Right, for sure.
That
Yeah, you see
idolatry,
that.
man. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. One of the things, Matthew 23, was getting Jesus was getting on the Pharisees or whatnot. How they'll be preaching and they won't do, and they create things for other people to do, but they won't do it themselves. So
Yeah.
that kind of
Big
goes
time
along with that.
hypocrites.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Play actors. Yeah.
yeah.
Putting on
You
this
see that in the
facade.
religious space a lot too, man.
Mhm.
Christian space, folks doing that.
Yeah, that's what you see with a lot of them fake pastors.
hmm
Like they try to
For
look a
sure.
certain
Yeah.
way and oh yeah, you gotta be like this, you gotta do this, that, and the other. And that they ain't no stories about them coming out that's being verified. Like
Right.
they sexual deviance and they doing all kinds of ungodly things,
Right.
but they
Right. Yeah.
presented themselves in a certain way to make people think that they was a certain way.
Right, for
Like,
sure.
that's
We got examples of
hypocrisy,
that. Yeah.
man. Like, that's hypocrisy. That's not something that's not something small potato, if I can say it in that way.
Right.
That's not small
Yeah.
potatoes, man.
It's not
You
something you
know?
sweep under the rug.
Yeah. But that's that public persona versus that private reality.
Hmm.
You got this public persona, but
Right.
privately,
It's
I
crazy how all the episodes kind of connect to each other now I'm thinking about it. Because
mhm.
that, when you're in private, that goes along with the integrity part,
Right,
you know.
facts. Episode, what was that?
Hmm.
2, 3. Yeah, 3.
Yeah.
That was
How
3.
many we got now? This the
It's the
fourth or
5th
fifth.
one, man.
Dang, that's
That's what I'm
crazy.
saying, but
Uh-huh.
we almost to the end of season 1.
Right.
Like,
We watching.
I don't even know how many episodes it will be,
I don't
honestly.
know. We just, hey, going with the flow.
But we
Freestyling
got
that
some
thing.
special stuff coming up, though, man.
Uh-huh.
I'm kinda excited.
I ain't gonna speak on it though, but yeah, we got some stuff going
Y'all
in the
gotta make sure
works.
y'all share this
So
around and pass it around, man.
right,
If you made it this far, share it out, boy.
right.
You know,
I guess we can
we
tell them
ain't
a
trying
little
to
bit.
do
We got
too
interviews on the
much.
way,
Yeah, we ain't trying to do too
so
much, man. We just chilling with y'all. Basically, is what it is. We ain't got too much going on. Support us. Get it out there, man. Like
mhm.
you are virtually rocking with us. Basically, is what's going on. That was like a commercial. That was like a
Right,
commercial in the middle of the
right.
thing.
What they
So
say, interlude.
yeah, that was an
Right,
interlude
right.
right there. So yeah, here we go. We bite though. Now anyway, public persona,
Mhm.
private reality. You look in a certain way, boy. It's at the tip of your fingers. You can just go and open up your social media account, type your few sentences,
Right.
and say, "Hey, yes, I have just the greatest husband. I have the greatest wife.
Mhm.
They've done this. They've done that. Whoop de whoop de whoop." And then you press that enter button. You could keep doing that
Post.
consistently.
Right.
And boy, now all of a sudden everybody mind, man, they got a great family. Or they got a
Right.
great wife. They got a great husband. They got a great kid.
Mhm.
Like they doing it. That's like what I want to be.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, you can tell the difference between someone like that and somebody that's more candid with things. I'm not saying you reveal everything that's going on in your life. But you
Yeah.
at the end of the day, you show you're a person at the end of the day, and you got struggles just like anybody else.
Mhm.
You know, um,
Yeah, you can run the
yeah,
risk of like making people think you unapproachable.
right, yeah,
Like,
yeah,
and like
sure,
he
yeah,
said, it's not like
hmm,
I mean, so look, praise God, like if you really like it's really like that.
right, for
You see what
sure.
I'm saying? Like, don't just
But if
make
you're
up
trying to
things
make it
for the sake of
seem a
making
certain
things
way,
for the
yeah,
sake of making things up. Yeah.
hmm,
Like everything is all great. And like I think you just also said, like you ain't gotta try to be like, I'm about to tell you the deepest, darkest, most
right, yeah.
craziest
I ain't
things
saying
about
that, man.
myself
You
so
can't
I
tell
can be
everybody,
yeah, so I
you
can
know.
seem like I'm
Yeah,
just such this, that, and the other. That I mean, that might be hypocrisy too. In certain levels, if you're trying
yeah,
to
it
make
could,
things
it could,
seem worse than what it is. But
right,
yeah,
yeah.
like if people don't see like people for the most part can tell if you get them one by one and talk to them, like they can tell
They can get
when
the gist,
somebody's
yeah.
being
This is authentic, real
unauthentic.
person, yeah.
Yeah.
This is the person trying to put on.
Yeah.
So,
I think people can see that a lot. But some of the
mhm,
things you can do if you always just have this perception and you keep talking about the people who it's not really like that. Okay. The danger you run with is people think you unapproachable, you a judgmental person.
right,
They just not really gonna be want to deal with you.
right. And you
Like,
don't want to be like that because at the end of the day, if you seem, that way, then a lot of people won't come to you, and then you can help people out that God may be using you, to help people. So
yeah,
that's important.
yeah, you never
Yeah.
know. Yeah, that's fact. So
Hmm.
I was thinking about another thing too. Like that brings to mind to me. Oh, excuse me. Like like you see this happen in real life. Like depending on how much of the news articles or whatever that you read, like you see stories. Like it wouldn't be rare for you to see a story where
Oh yeah. Oh
one
yeah.
of the couples or somebody in the marriage killed the other person.
Right.
Oh, I'm sorry, unalive the other person. And
We have to
then they
blur that out.
unalive themselves.
Hmm. Yeah.
But they go back and they look at their social media history, it's just always
Right.
good. They're like,
A
oh, I
lot of
had a
people say, I didn't see this happening. You know, they were,
right.
nice neighbor, such and such,
That's exactly the fact,
etc.
man.
Right. Because I mean, hey, people, they want to, naturally people want, you want to show people the good things about yourself. That's what people do, in general, kind of
Hmm.
thing. So,
Yeah.
hmm
So it, and then you find out through, as the story unfolds that it really wasn't like that they were saying it was,
see
and
that a lot. Yeah.
yeah, you have a tragedy.
hmm
Man, that's sad. So you see that happen, and it's not uncommon. Just like we mentioned earlier about those
For
those,
sure.
those fake pastors, who
Uh-huh.
get into a little deviant lifestyle and they get caught and exposed, and all people are all shocked.
Right. Yes, a few of them, man.
Hmm. People are shocked at the
So,
things that happen. So yeah, you definitely got to be careful of those things happening. So you got anything to add into that?
no, I agree with everything. Like we say, you see it. I'm pretty sure everybody has examples of, people kind of living that kind of lifestyle, showing a certain thing, and then it, ended up, everything comes to light. What's in the dark always comes to light. So, um, you only get away with something for so long, So, um, probably, happens a lot, a little
Hmm.
too much than what we would like, but you just gotta look at that and analyze yourself, and try not to be like that. Gotta be, authentic, do the right thing.
Yeah,
You're gonna mess up, but just for the most part, habitually, what do you do? So
I agree with you there,
mhm.
Shani. Oh no, I'm Shani. My
Right.
bad. Oh,
Hey,
so
we all the
yeah,
same,
you ain't
same
me,
blood.
boy. Yeah. No,
Right.
man, you is not me, but I'm me, man. Yeah, but
Mhm.
yeah, it's definitely like it's something definitely for everybody to think about it. This is just
Yeah.
not us, you know, sitting on some kind of ivory tower and being like, we
Man.
lift it up, like looking down on everybody and saying, "Yeah, man, look at all those people being hypocrites. They know that that's not like
Right.
that."
Yeah, I be having my struggles, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. When the just playing ball, I'm very competitive. And people know I'm a very competitive guy, man. So you might not see this from the videos, but sometimes you gotta watch how you act, man, and you gotta do the right thing. So you can mess up, you can slip, sometimes slip on my own, man. But I try to not make it a habit. So
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's facts, boy. Like, is
uh-huh.
there anything that you can draw on from your experience in college where you saw like
Yeah.
evidences of that?
Yeah, like just doing the right thing, being in the situation
Well,
and
just as far as
um
like what we talking about, kind of like when somebody was trying to portray a certain image, but
mhm.
it's not really like that for 'em, whether it comes to classwork or how trustworthy they are when it comes to school, or, any kind of example,
Right. I can't I'm pretty
not
sure.
specific.
Yeah, I can't think of
Really.
nothing specific. Um, but I can kind of remember. I remember one, situation I had. I was in school. So of course I went to FAMU, a historically black college, collegiate university.
Boy
Um,
said the whole that boy
right,
said the
hey,
whole extended line.
just so everybody can know, not be confused. But I remember, man, we was off campus, and I was with a couple friends. Um, some
Oh, hold
good.
on, wait, before you put hey, hold that thought.
Uh-huh.
Now, hey, did our parents know about this?
Yeah, I think yeah. They might not remember, but I spoke to them about this
Okay,
before.
we'll continue. Yeah, we grown
But
anyway, so ain't
right,
nobody
right.
worried
But
about that.
everybody, you know what I'm saying? Like, how we grew up. I believe, I really do believe in Christ. I believe, He's the God, man. That was a real person. God made Himself. Man died on the
Facts.
cross for our sins. So, but depending on what you hear, some going to college, you'll hear different things, kind of stray, can cause you to stray away from your upbringing and whatnot. So I remember we was just chilling in an apartment or whatnot, a couple friends there, and they start talking about religion, specifically Christianity. Now I claim to be a Christian. I claim to believe, the Bible. some, and this is just some black people believe that Christianity was used by the white man, to control them,
To
control
control,
black people. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? Just like false preachers today can just um, abuse the scriptures to kind of make people do what they want them to do, kind of thing. So some
Mhm.
people don't understand that, but it was conversation. It was multiple. Seems like it was multiple. Of my friends that were there at that time. Kind of agreeing with what was being said. How the Bible's being used to control black people. It's not really true or whatnot.
Mhm.
But just to keep it short, though, I had to speak on that because I'm like, man, I can't let this, go on just speaking about the beauty of the gospel or whatnot. So, that's the situation where you could be, a hypocrite or whatnot. You could not say what you believe in just so you can fit in, kind of thing. Um, but that's just one thing that I always remember, kind of thing, bro.
Yeah, that's good.
You know, uh, just being courageous and staying true to what you know to be true. So especially if you know. So
Yeah, that's
yeah.
good. That's good, yeah, and even though
Hmm.
that wasn't necessarily on social media or whatnot, it
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
still
yeah,
but
for
it no,
sure.
it applies though. Yeah, and you're
Uh-huh.
right. It definitely applies though, and I think it's good that you brought that up, how because like we said in the very first episode, we are Christians, so that's how we view the world through those lens,
Hmm.
of a Christian, and that kind of brings us to, well, how do, Christians view hypocrisy? And I was thinking about, as you were talking about the passages that mention how
Right.
hypocrites
Yeah.
will not inherit the kingdom of heaven, the kingdom of God.
Hmm.
And that's in 1 Corinthians 6.
Right.
I
Yeah. Sure.
mean, so people might look and say, well, dog, that's
It's a
kind of
major
harsh. Like
thing. God hates that.
hypocrites, like it's something because it's like it's something so easy to do.
Right.
Like it's something so easy to do, or be as a hypocrite. I mean, it's
Right.
literally at the touch of your fingers, but the purposes that we talking about, like through social
Hmm.
media, you can say something a certain way about yourself, and it's not. That's being a hypocrite.
Right.
So
Yeah.
we view it through that lens of like it's not something so small. Like it's not a small thing at all, and we
Right.
have to be cognizant of that. Like everybody, us included, and everybody we know, everybody that we don't know in the world, that needs to be cognizant of it because it
Hmm.
is a major thing.
Right.
And especially for the Christian, they really need to be mindful of it because of the warnings that it gives in Scripture about it. Now, we know the Christian won't ever fall away, from their salvation
Right.
if they are,
Yeah.
conducting themselves in a hypocrite. But it
Hmm.
is major,
Right.
yeah, and it's something that we need to repent of if we ever find ourselves, acting like a hypocrite or
Right.
being a hypocrite. You can't act like a hypocrite. You just are, or you're not.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, not acting like a hypocrite. You are, or you aren't. Period. So what's the solution? Social media and
Mhm.
hypocrisy. Like what's the solution for people to not be a hypocrite if they go use social media?
Right. The thing I gotta say, bro, and I probably said, something along the same lines is, you know, um, just be totally dependent, on God. Just pray and be, relying on Him to have you in the right way. Um, 'Cause at the end of the day, we're talking from a Christian perspective. You'll be striving to be better as your time on earth goes along. So, just being in prayer and being, relying on God, knowing that it's not all you. It's God that's building you and making you, forming you, you know, um, and that'll help you, in your journey going, through life, our time on the earth. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
big facts, definitely for a Christian that's the case. So
Hmm.
essentially, just be an authentic person.
Right. And then I help you just being reliant on God. That'll help you just being gracious when you see other things and calling out things. And um, just somebody knowing how you really are, that's your attention. I think attention is big. and then going to somebody else and kind of correcting them kind of thing, they'll receive it better knowing, okay, I know how this person is, their intentions. They're not coming at me from, a both, from a uh, high standpoint. They think their self is
Mm-hmm.
higher than me. And they come because they really want me to do better, genuinely care about me and, love me kind of thing. So want to see me do better.
Yeah. Yeah. Just
So,
be who yourself. Be yourself. Be who you are. God didn't create you to be somebody else. He created you to be you. So
right.
stop front. You know.
Nah, we got to. Big one right there.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So just be
So,
who you are. Just be yourself. And like you said, it's wisdom in that. So you don't have to just get out there and just spill everything that's wrong with you. Nobody. Hey,
right.
trust me. Nobody don't want to see all that
That's
either.
what I'm saying. And you shouldn't give a person too much info anyway. That's what I
Yeah.
believe. So,
Keep something under your hat.
yeah,
Just chill a
for
little
sure.
bit. Yeah. Nobody's perfect. Nobody has it all together.
Mhm.
Just approach it from that angle. Use wisdom. So
Right.
you got anything else to add?
Pretty much it.
Yeah, that was another
Yeah.
banker, in my opinion. And
Mhm.
so now we got some things coming up. He mentioned it, I think, in the commercial we had in the middle of
Oh
the
yeah.
of
My
the
interviews.
episode.
Mhm.
Yeah, we working on some things, man. We got something lined up. We're gonna be talking to somebody in a couple weeks, I hope, about their career in law enforcement. So we
Mhm.
hope we're gonna be able to get
Hopefully
to
they
them.
show up. I don't know if they're trustworthy or not, but
Oh,
they're
you
gonna be
said they
watching
might be
this
a
here.
hypocrite?
I mean, I won't say they're a hypocrite, but I don't know if they're just gonna show up or not. They're gonna
Oh
be ready.
man,
So
yeah. So we go have an interview with somebody about their law enforcement career, their journey, um, through those ranks of that, and working on some other things, man. We negotiate some other things. We just try to keep
right.
it fresh for y'all, man. Yeah, we got to keep stuff under our hat, but we need y'all to share this video around. First and foremost, we need y'all to go ahead and like and subscribe. You see it pop up right there with the little bell. Subscribe, like this episode, subscribe, share. We need you to do all that. And we need you also to make sure that you share it around to people like I just mentioned. You also see it
Mhm.
scrolling at the bottom right there. So if you want to send us any kind of inquiries, questions, concerns, pushback, thoughts, suggestions on episodes, or you just want to reach out and say, hey, I want to make it a 3-man person on a particular the topic. 3-man person? No, not a 3-man person.
Mhm.
That sounds like one of them.
Yeah, I
What's the
don't
name of
know,
that movie?
man.
Hey, what's the name of the movie? The Clash of the Titans. Oh, that is the name of the movie. Jokers be had the little animals be having 2 heads and all kind of things. But anyway, no, the thing on
Oh,
Godzilla, King
oh yeah.
Ghidorah, boy, King Ghidorah
Oh, you talking
person,
about
boy,
little dragon
with the
thing?
3 heads.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah.
that boy Ghidorah. Oh, what name was
I forgot
Ghidorah
his
was the
name.
truth.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
Ghidorah, King Ghidorah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that was Godzilla top op.
Right.
Yeah, I think Godzilla
That boy had
had
a
to
few of them
team up.
things, man.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think he had to team up with somebody else to beat Ghidorah, cause Ghidorah
The one Khan, was it?
Khan.
King Khan. Nah.
Wait, no, no, that was another ape. No, that was Mecha Godzilla. Him and
Oh yeah, the
Godzilla teamed up with King Kong to fight Mecha Godzilla.
oh, okay, okay,
They fought,
okay.
yeah, they had to fight Mecha
Uh-huh.
Godzilla. But then I think in one of the Godzilla movies, the standalone Godzilla movie, that boy
Uh-huh.
had to fight Ghidorah, but he had all the other little the other little monsters had to help him, boy, because Ghidorah that boy Ghidorah was handling business on him, but
Uh-huh.
that boy got the
That boy was too
motherboard.
strong, but
Hey, yeah, they had to get a power to him, I think is what it was.
for the Godzilla,
Yeah, they
okay,
had to get
okay.
a power to Godzilla. And
That boy
they
cheating,
gave him
man.
in his
Like
the little things come up on his bike, them little
right,
fins.
right. To make it
They say
stronger.
doo doo doo.
Okay,
But
yeah, I
that
feel
boy
you.
shot that stuff out his mouth. Yeah. So anyway, back to the thing. So if you want to send an email, there it is, Rocking Chair Chronicles 904 904@gmail.com. I repeat, Rocking Chair Chronicles 904@gmail.com. Send whatever it is you want to send. You can send a funny memes. You can send funny pictures. Hey, just send us something, whatever you want to send, and that's how we go rock with that. So anyway, if you're hanging in with us to this point, thank you for joining. Thank you for pulling your chair up today. Lock in
Mhm.
with us. Pass it around. Pass the word. You got Gen X, the GOAT generation, Shunny. You got my little bro,
Millennial, the
Stu,
last great
the
generation.
millennial. He talking about his millennial generation or whatever. You never know, man. We might get to duking it out on here about that at some point. You just never know what we might do. But
Uh-huh.
anyway, thank you for rocking with us. All right, go ahead and put them chairs back and take them people chairs.
For sure.
I'm talking about you right there in the bike. You like to come in here every week and take people chair. Get the people chair back to the table over there. That ain't your chair. Put that beach chair back. All right. Thank y'all for joining us with us today. We appreciate all the love and support.
Mhm.